Hi Virgo, welcome back to my channel. I'm Zipporah the Lux Angel, and today I am back with another tarot card reading. Virgo, please remember that these readings are timeless, general, and for entertainment purposes only. That means only listen to what directly applies to your personal situation. Leave the rest for someone else. And by all means, please contact licensed professionals and or the proper authorities regarding any mental, medical, legal, or financial emergencies and or crises. That being said, let us begin. First things first, the handbag of the day is my beautiful Louis Vuitton Alma BB, and she will serve as today's vision board inspiration for all the abundance manifestors out there. If you'd like to see me styling my luxury capsule collection, you can check out the series I have here on YouTube called Battle of the Bags. All right, Virgo. I'm going to start by choosing a deck for your reading, and today we are going to go with The Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reed. I am going to shuffle. If you don't want to stay through the shuffling, I'll have a timestamp listed in the description box for you below. Please and thank you, Spirit. Virgo energies. Virgo energies. Please and thank you, Spirit. 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 Messages for Virgo. Thank you, Spirit. Virgo. All right, we'll just do one more. Virgo. Ooh, we're starting off with the Ace of Fire. That's the Ace of Wands. Okay, we are ready to go, ready to take action. We got an opportunity to do something we're passionate about. Let's get something more with this first. Six of Swords. Ooh, we ready to go. We're ready to go. We're ready to reclaim our peace. We're ready to reclaim our peace. That's what I'm really getting from this. Like, we're going to do anything that we can, use all of our willpower, and Spirit is giving you the willpower to reclaim your peace in a matter. Ooh, I got two cards here. I was really going for this one. This is the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, after a time of having to juggle, you've been trying to find balance and been stuck doing it. Eight of Swords. Something was keeping you off balance previously. You might have had a lot on your plate that you were having to do in the real world. And it kept you spinning and spinning in your head. And you're like, I am ready for a break. I am ready for peace. I need a break. This is where you might need a vacation. This is where it's like you've just been going. Like, I'm going to give an example. Like, let's say you're a nurse. You're working, 12-hour shifts. And you're just like, I need a break. I need a mental break. I need a physical break. And I am going to take action to make sure I get that break. So, you know, you could be planning how you're going to do that. You may not know or be fully aware how you're going to do that, but like, you've gotten the clarity that it needs to happen at the very least. We have the Four of Swords, exactly, needing to recuperate. You've been expending a lot of energy, and it's time to pour back into yourself, mostly for your mental health, I'm seeing here. All this, maybe juggling multiple hats, it's taking a toll on your mental health. And so I'm seeing you really reflecting on that, but you're accepting it. You're really accepting it. And therefore, you're making sure that you prioritize doing something about it. Yeah, we have the Star, pouring into yourself. Beautiful, Virgo. Good for you. You could be listening to, you know, mantras, affirmations, subliminals, books on tape, therapy books on tape. Good for you. But anything that pours into you mentally, that heals you and nourishes you. especially during times of stress. We have the Death card, transformation. Yeah, it's looking like y'all want a new life almost. Whatever you've been juggling between, it's like you want to transform it. You're probably realizing as you have a break. So you guys could have been pouring into yourself and you realize, I don't want to go back to that other life. Like, I don't want to go back to having to juggle and to, like, if it took that much of a toll on your psyche previously, you're like, I don't want to have to go back to that. So you might be trying to figure out what you need to do in order to make sure you don't go back in that direction. So you could be looking for ways, but you are changing what you really want to be doing with your time and how you want to be spending it. We have the Four of Wands. I'm seeing that happen successfully, so that's lovely. Let me see here. I mean, whatever you put your will to and your mind to, you're going to accomplish it. So again, if you don't really know how it's going to happen yet, just start the process and hold the intention, and eventually you will succeed, even if you can't necessarily see it now. Shimon card, Shimon. Okay, we have the Page of Wands now. Okay, so we're gaining our energy back. We're gaining our strength back. And again, that's that holding the intention energy. Okay, now we have the Page of Pentacles, and that's planting the seeds to get it done. So good. You're taking steps to take care of your mental and physical health. That's lovely. Good job, Virgo. We have a Three of Swords. All right. So I don't know. It's not being very specific on what exactly you all were juggling with. Okay. But this transformation is a big deal for you because clearly you would have, you would have seen yourself doing this maybe long term. Maybe this is something that you know, I mean, you plan to do this in the first place, but also there could be someone else who is sad that you are leaving something behind. Maybe whatever you were juggling before, someone else was dependent on it. Like if you're not in your role doing what you're doing, then it kind of makes things fall apart for them, for sure. But you have to prioritize your own needs. And this could be any kind of relationship, business, romantic, familial. But this is just where you were juggling multiple hats. And I'm seeing it because you were juggling, but the reason you were juggling, trying to balance all these multiple hats is because, and we have the Two of Cups, exactly, somebody else. You weren't necessarily pouring into yourself because you were juggling someone else's expectations and what they needed. And so, yeah, this will it could be dropping this person. But whatever it is that they expected from you, or, that's going to cause sadness on their part. But you have to do this for your own self, for your own sake, for your own health. You can't juggle this other person's needs and expectations at the expense of yourself. So that's what we're dealing with here. We have the Tower. Exactly. This is a Tower for this person. Whomever this is, really could be, like I said, it could be any type of relationship. But this is not what they expected from you. For a lot of you, this is about a marriage and having to end it because you were stuck in it. It's giving, this is an example. This is not what I'm saying is happening in your situation. It's an example. It's giving, put upon wife. Like, let's just say you were the one who stayed home and they earned or whatever, and you were taking care of most of the housework. you were working too. You could have been working too and coming home and doing most of the housework, doing most of this and most of that. And it's just too much. It's just too much. And but this was the expectation of you. Like this person held this expectation of you because it benefited them. And so I don't know if this is some type of, but this is an example though, but this would be where somebody had a traditional mindset that this was what you were supposed to do because this was your role and you're supposed to be giving to it. But you're like, no, I can't continue on like this. I can't continue basically being a servant and never pouring into myself. It's too much. So it's just like if you were somebody who are balancing home life and career, this is where you're making the decision, well, you need to continue to keep your career because you need a livelihood, but you're going to let go of the relationship because they're putting too much on you. They're putting too much on you. They're not pulling their own weight. And so you have to let it go because what? That's just what it is. Yeah, we have the Three of Wands moving forward, but seeing the results here. This is definitely, this other person feels stuck because without you, it's just like they don't, this is where, let's just say there was a husband or something like that, or wife, whatever, who doesn't matter. Take the roles as they fit. This is an example anyway. It would be like, well, they're so used to you doing all the cooking and cleaning that so when you leave, they're like bereft because they don't know what to do. So that is what it is. They need to learn how to take care of themselves in some way, but this is codependent energy at the end of the day. But it was draining you. And so I just see you all being so excited to be renewed and restored, to not have all that responsibility on you. And it's not even that it's responsibility, to have all that burden on you. And you're the only one doing it. Because I'm not seeing where this other person was necessarily also being burdened, but they're benefiting from whatever you brought to the situation, benefiting from all your hard work and your toil. But you weren't benefiting from it. And so Spirit is offering you an opportunity to move forward and to see progress in basically cultivating a life that is more conducive to your mental and physical well-being. Yeah, definitely. I mean, this could be literal though. I'm giving this as an example, but it also could be literal, where it definitely is like a breakup or end of a marriage, and this person is like, I don't know what I'm going to do without your energy. But you needed it, and so you're about to be feeling very happy and blessed. You're going to feel such a relief, like burdens lifted, and you might even be surprised to see that you feel that way, because you may have not noticed how much of a toll it was taking on your health. You just know you needed a break. You may not know known why you were tired, why you were fatigued, because to everybody else, this is just normal. It's normal to have a job and also do all the, come home and work and clean and all that stuff. But like when you're single, okay, you can do that stuff on your own time. There's nobody waiting, oh, we need to have dinner at this specific time. If you're single, you can say, you know what, I'm just going to have myself a salad. I don't need to cook, this and a main dish and a this and a that and have this. I don't need to impress anybody. When you're single, you have more autonomy. Okay. If you can decide, okay, if I want the dishes clean at this time, I'm going to clean them at this time. Not, oh, this other person expects it to be done at this time. So you are pulling out your hair. Oh, I need to be back at this place for this person because they're expecting this at this time. They're expecting the meal at this time. Oh, I need to have their clothes ready at this time. When you're single, you decide when you take rest. Whereas if you were in a marriage of some sort, and again, this is an example, okay, business, could be anything else, but then you are at the beck and call of someone else's whims and when they want stuff as well. And that was what was the drain, because you can't take rest when you actually need it, is dependent on, oh, When can I just get a break because I have to be here, 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 and here for this person at this time? So you may be surprised to see just how refreshed and radiant you will feel after this ending, but you know you need to do it because it was just too much. Yeah, and so your energy will be returning, but this other person feels like very defeated because they needed you. Let's be real. They needed you to be in that role to make their life easier. There is no cups here. None. There's cups maybe on, you know, for the relationship as far as, oh, maybe as far as you're concerned, maybe like, oh, I'm going to miss this. I'm going to miss this person or whatever. But they needed you. You were a role for them. Okay. Like they needed your role. So it's like, I mean, they can fill it with somebody else if they'd like to, but you need to take a break because they weren't pulling their weight. Like I said, look, the scale is not balanced in this justice card. Look at the scale. It's not balanced. One is higher than the other. That means not balanced. So that meant you were taking on most of the responsibility and you had to come to the realization of that fact. And for your own well-being, you have to invest in your own well-being instead of pouring into this other person's well-being, especially when they just seem so they just seem to be so only caring about the fact that they don't have this convenience in their life where you took care of everything. And so that's what they're feeling, the absence of you juggling everything. So now they have to step in and do their own laundry, cook their own food. And again, that's just an example, but you take the energy where it resonates. All right, let me get some oracle cards with this. I am going to go with the Oracle of the Seven Energies by Colette Baron Reed. And even as I open up this deck, it's like a grand symphony. And it's just like, that's a lot of moving parts to make something work. It's like you were the one moving all the parts. Like you see, there's only one hummingbird here with this grand symphony. So it's like you had to, you know, imagine if the hummingbird was making all these things move. It's like, oh, I got to go here, then I got to go here, then I go here, oh, back here, oh, blah, 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 blah. And you were doing all of that. And they were just like enjoying the benefits of you spinning your wheels and, you know, making everything move. Clarification and or guidance, please, Spirit. Thank you. Yeah, if this was some sort of relationship, it's like maybe traditional gender roles is what was making you tired. And you could have believed in that because why else would you be doing it? But it's like, no, maybe changing your beliefs. We do have a death card here. We do have a death card here and a tower, like, and the Aquarian energy, like the Aquarian energy comes to bring light. It's like the light bringer. That's what the water bearer is. So it's like you could be changing your mind. And even with the Six of Swords, changing it out of these stuck beliefs, which is this Eight of Swords here, about what it means to be in a union and traditional roles and these types of things. For some of you, that is what this is. Not all of you. I know I give it as an example, but for some of you, that's exactly what this is. Transforming these traditional roles or values of what and who should be doing what. Especially, like, if we are going to use this example, I'm not understanding where, if you're in a relationship and you're both working, how the traditional roles would apply. That's somebody just benefiting off of you, pretty much using you. Because if we're both working, then we both should be equally responsible for the dinner. We both should be equally responsible for the laundry and the cooking, the cleaning. Okay? All right? So why you were the one who was only doing it, if it was because of some gender thing, well, that's foolish. Especially if you're working. Like, you could, like I said, you could be the nurse who was also coming home and then caretaking for your spouse or something like that. And they're benefiting while you're spinning all your wheels. But when they get off work, they come home and they get to rest and relax because, you know, a man deserves to have peace when they come home and all this bullshit. Everybody deserves to get peace when they come home, not just the man. So I'm just seeing something like that where some sort of limiting belief with this Eight of Swords about how a union or a home should work with this Four of Wands was damaging. And so it needs to be busted up with this Tower. It goes Eight of Swords, Four of Wands, Tower. And so it might be heartbreaking, but you have changed. You have transformed with this Death card. How you see relationships and your role in those relationships. Because you see the toll that it takes on you mentally and physically. And we have, it is what it is. It is what it is. And that is a closed door. So that's you accepting what this is. Like, I can't do this. We have endless possibilities, and that's what Spirit wants you to know, that there are. Like, I don't know, in this society we have fallen into traps of just societal expectations or religious expectations or just how things are supposed to function. But Spirit says there's endless possibilities. The lifestyle that you want awaits you when you change your mind. Because this endless possibilities is right up above this Six of Swords star, right? That's definitely changing the mind. And then Page of Pentacles. And that is putting your new beliefs into action. So it's almost like freeing yourself. You freed yourself. Yeah, see, broken open. Ain't that free? Broken open. And with the breaking open, it's like, a lot of times what that is symbolizing is like, yeah, it's breaking down the falsities that used to define you to reveal something more authentic. Okay, but you know, of course, it's always difficult and hard to do that. This is why we have the Death in a Tower and a Three of Swords. But it is very, very necessary. Okay, which is why we have the star here. And we have shining through. Exactly. Breaking open so that you can shine through. You deserve rest and peace too. Okay? Breaking open so you can shine through. And there's light just bursting out of both of these cards. Yeah, so yeah, y'all are healing some type of limiting belief that kept y'all spinning your wheels. But the outcome was deleterious to your mental and physical well-being, so you're changing that. Look, we have the royal you. Yeah, this is autonomy. This is sovereignty. So maybe those examples that I gave are more spot on for a lot of you. That it doesn't have to be exactly those examples, but what I'm saying is some sort of stereotypical idea of how you're supposed to function in life was harming your health. And now you are going to be, look, willing release, releasing it. So the royal you can shine through. And you're open to, we have open to discovery. That's open to finding out something new. Like that world that's in there is completely different from in here, right? And you're going to experience discover these endless possibilities and realize, you know, life doesn't have to be the way that I thought that it had to be. And clearly that's not the way that it was supposed to be, because otherwise I wouldn't be transforming. We got a butterfly here. That's transformation, right? Goes from the caterpillar to the butterfly. So it's like, clearly it's not even meant to be that way. Okay. And we have quieting the mind. Exactly. Something kept you just constantly going, and you deserve rest. Like what they're doing namaste and sitting and they're doing yoga or meditation, and both of these cards are doing that. Okay, you deserve to rest as well and have peace of mind. And that's what Spirit is saying. So this was a powerful move for you. Okay, you're about to be in alignment with sacred reverence. Okay, meaning honoring your body and what it's telling you, honoring what life is showing you, and it is showing you something different than you believed that you had to be before, especially when it comes to your relationship to others and how you serve them. It's like you're realizing you're not supposed to be serving anybody else. This is the royal you, okay? If anything, you'll equally give to one another, but you're no other man's servant, okay? Service is something that you give freely. It's not an expectation of you that you're constantly spinning your wheels to do for somebody else. And especially when that service is not reciprocated in a relationship where it should be. All right. Anything else with this, or are we good? We want to get anything else with this? I don't know if I want to, child, but for some reason, the loving messages card's calling. So I'll just get a couple of these and then we'll be out of here. What else, Spirit? Anything else? Clarification and or guidance. Oh! Yeah, breaking open, bursting through. That's you. You're about to burst through. Once you get your energy back, child. We have blowing kiss. Unconditional love. Giving and receiving. Fairness and love. Affection returned. Exactly. It was imbalanced. Imbalanced. See, we have the mask. Hiding true feelings, pretending and delude, gaslight, personify. And what I'm seeing with this is you were the one wearing the mask. You were like, I can do this all. I can do this. I can handle this. You are hiding your true feelings because you're like, well, this is my role. This is what I'm supposed to do. Am I not fulfilling my role properly? If I feel like then I can't do it. But there was an endless list of things for you to do because you weren't being poured back into with this, you know, imbalanced relationship. So it's like now you're being honest with yourself. Yeah, see, not enough. It was never enough for this person. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, that's frustrating. But this person will also be frustrated because, like, right now they basically just lost the convenience of you. It's like, you better learn how to take care of yourself. You get some autonomy out here. What the hell? And then we have death. For the second time. The relationship is over. That's the first thing it says on the card. No second chances. Grow and transform. Okay. And we had the butterfly in this deck too. So that's the 3 decks. There's a death symbolism. Okay. What's dead is dead. Just like it is what it is. What's dead is dead. And for you, it's this mindset. You will probably never do this in a relationship again, or in a work situation, a relationship, a romantic relationship, or with family. You'll never be in a situation where you're pouring so much out of obligation that you're not pouring into yourself. And they're not pouring back into you either because they're just there to receive and they think that that's just your job, you know. This could be a selfish family member who thinks it's your job to always take care of them, or be just because you're family and so you need to take care of them. And it's like, no. And it was never enough for them because they were basically just draining you. But now you're being honest with yourself. You're going to give all that unconditional love to yourself. You're going to be giving and receiving with yourself in spirit. You're going to be pouring into yourself. And getting that fairness and getting balance within yourself. Okay? Once you take off the mask and stop trying to be Miss or Mr. Do-It-All because, you know, it's not your job to do this other person's work for them. We have a teddy bear. Interested in you, blooming, romance, flirting, want to date, and then heartbroken, deeply hurt and sad, feeling lost, grieving and despair, breakup. Yeah, and you see that's imbalance right there. That's imbalance right there. But yeah, so that's a 3 of Swords I see here, where, like I said, you didn't want to have to do this, and that's why I said death and 3 of Swords and broken open, and it's a tower. Because you love this person, but you can't do it all for them. This person may come in, you know, trying to get you back in, right? Trying to seduce you back in. But you know what it means to be stable in your energy, Virgo. So, because we have stability and security and performance here as well. So seduction, that's them trying to come back in. That they're doing that with the teddy bear too. But you're remembering how the relationship was, and you know that they have not changed, and you don't want to go back to that. You ain't going back. Okay? We ain't going back to those days. No. But it says performance on this grounding card, and that's what you were doing. It was performative. Not that that's what you were intending to do, but that's what you thought was um that's what you thought was not just expected of you, but what's the word I'm looking for, required of you. You thought that was your role, what you were supposed to do, and that's what's changing. You no longer believe that it's your duty and your job or your obligation to basically wait hand and foot on somebody else. Like all this stuff I was talking about a nurse working hard and working hard, that could have just been you in this relationship, and it wasn't being reciprocated. But either way, you no longer believe that that is your role. And so that's what's transforming, and it is going to be very beneficial for your health. You're going from a service position, hi Virgo, I know we love to serve, but it's like, no, to the royal you. Learning how to give back to yourself. You're serving yourself now. You're serving yourself now. Okay? That is the message that I have for you, Virgo. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you got something beneficial from it. And I thank you for stopping by this reading. Please remember to like, share with someone who cares, save it to a playlist for future reference, and by all means, subscribe for more wonderful readings and luxurious eye candy such as this. And until next time, have a gorgeous day. Bye.